Hey guys and gals, Tony George, DocSports.com, right there. That beautiful canvas I had made. Here, kind of the beginning of my wall here. Nonetheless, I didn't get some guitars hung up, but nonetheless, we're still working on the depth and the setup. Get some guitars set up there. Advice from my esteemed colleague Wade over at Docs. Let's give it some more depth and character. So we're working on that. But the main thing is we're talking about the Brickyard 400. That would be the Big Machine Hand Sanitizer 400. I'm going old school. It's Indy. It's the Indianapolis 500 track. It's a doubleheader on Sunday. IRL race first, and then a NASCAR race second. Great day of watching sports on Sunday as we celebrate Independence Day, July 4th weekend. Beginning tomorrow, I will be back up Sunday with a free head-to-head NASCAR pick for you. So be sure and tune into that. Top of the morning to you here on Friday. We're going to be talking about maybe a long shot, some things to look at in the head-to-heads as you're handicapping this yourself, and also a top 10 finisher free pick today as well. Cheers. Wet my whistle on a 100-degree day here in Las Vegas. But nonetheless, be sure and get over to Docs. We do give you a free $60 if you've never been a member. What a great weekend. The Rocket Mortgage Classic golf tournament. We are currently 5-1. Our last 6 PGA picks for plus $1,610 for a $100 player. So we got a doubleheader here on Friday. And then we'll have cherry pick some out over the weekend. Usually on Sunday, I just pick the best bet and go with it. So you can get those over at Docs. And of course, the NASCAR card will be up Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on a 12-2 top pick run of 6 units or more in NASCAR picks. We had a 1-1 split last weekend on our cards. 10-5 our last 15 races on race cards. But those top picks are absolutely nailing it down. And this is going to be a good, profitable race here on Sunday. So get ready for that. Doesn't get much better than a 12 out of 14 run when it comes to 6, 7, or 8 unit plays. It just doesn't. That's just the way it is. But nonetheless, hope you have a great holiday weekend, a safe holiday weekend. Celebrate those freedoms. They've been limited in some capacity, obviously, because of the COVID scare. So, enjoy your friends, your family, and all those good things here. I know it's tough to go out and have a huge celebration with all the social distancing and this, that, and the other, but I'm sure that, find your way to a cold one. Nice steak on the grill, some goodies to chow on as well. Watch some golf, watch some NASCAR, watch some IRL too. That'll be awesome. Doubleheader on Sunday, IRL race and then NASCAR race. I won't be putting out any IRL if you're asking, or Xfinity. It's only Monster Cup that we do here. We'll have our card up for you and a free play on Sunday, so tune back in. Let's get to the Brickyard 500 here. 400, pardon me. Just can't snap that. Keep Indy 500 in your mind. But nonetheless, this is a race that a lot of guys, this is a prestigious race for NASCAR. Obviously, a super speedway here, and the usual suspects are going to come into play. There's no doubt about it. You're going to have, the cream rises to the top, so to speak, on races like this. Underfunded teams aren't going to be competitive. These are teams with big-time engines, the best engines they have, the best tires, the most tires, the best pit crews, obviously the decisions you make in the pit, fuel windows, when to stop on yellows or not stop and stay out, all that strategy comes into play here. And again, the cream will rise to the top. So you take a look at the field, and obviously, Harvick, Hamlin, these two guys here, 4-1. Harvick, Hamlin, 6-1 right now. They're going to be right in the mix. Barring a wreck out, they're going to be right in the mix. Kyle Busch, been hearing a lot of chatter about Kyle Busch, and you're going to continue to hear a lot of chatter about Kyle Busch because, quote unquote, he's due. He's winless this year. He's one of the best drivers on the circuit, whether you like him or not. He's one of the best drivers on the circuit, bar none. He can drive the wheels off a race car, more so than most of the guys. There's 4 or 5 in that realm that are running in NASCAR. Anybody driving a NASCAR car is extremely talented and got balls the size of Alpha Centauri to do it. And I have a friend that does it for a living. But that being said, I think at 5-1, there's still too much risk on him. There's something going on with that race team. I've said it in previous videos on NASCAR. So let's take a look at what I did here. $50 each down the board to win the race outright. And the long shot in this race is going to be Aric Almirola for me at 40-1. I think that's a hell of a price. Bear in mind, he's had 4 straight top 5s. One of them was a top pick where he finished 3rd at Talladega backwards. It was like Talladega Nights. Car slid in backwards, wiping out in a wreck. Still got 3rd place. But this guy has been running well. At 40-1 to win this race is definitely worth a stab in the dark. I also bet Brad Keselowski 12-1. Ryan Blaney at 11-1. Blaney's going to compete in this race. If you can get him top 5 anywhere, depending on what the plus number is on the money line, take him. And I'm going to go with Harvick again. On these big tracks like this, he has one of the strongest cars. He almost won back-to-back last week in this race. And I'm concerned about the Joe Gibbs cars, Hamlin and Busch. But I know Hamlin will be up there. But long shot on Aric Almirola, 40-1. And then I bet $50 each on Keselowski, Blaney, and Harvick. Actually, I put 100 on Almirola. All here in town on my app. At 40-1, why not? 5 top 5s in a row, we can't ignore it. There's a couple others here. The one thing I didn't want to talk about was Tyler Redick. He wrecked out up there in Pocono, but this kid's been running strong, and you can get him in a top 10 finish at plus 225. Yeah, that's a hell of a number. Surprised me, actually. I know he's a young driver. He's got a very strong car. He's not afraid to run up front. He's not afraid to bend the fenders. He's aggressive when he has to be. Seems to be patient when he needs to be. Got a good race team behind him. A top 10 finish for Redick at plus 225. You cannot pass up. Also, has the second highest driver rating on this track right now in Indy? Clint Boyer. He's sitting at 22-1. I'm not necessarily, I'm not necessarily thinking he's going to win this race. But, when it comes to head-to-heads, Clint Boyer over some guys could be even plus money on the head-to-heads. Plus 110, plus 130. You want to take a look at him in certain matchups here this week because I think he's going to run strong. And another driver that's been very good, that's been under the radar this year, new team, all this, that, and the other is Matt Kenseth. He's had a lot of success at this track, and you might want to take a look at him versus various drivers in the head-to-heads as well, especially if he's getting plus money and a middle-of-the-pack driver because I think he'll do well this week as well. I think he'll run in the top 15. So depending on how you can get him matched up, who's going to win the race, I don't know. But it's going to be one of those, top 5 or 6 teams out there. But those are my takes heading into this race. My head-to-heads will be up on Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time with a 7-unit top plate, possibly an 8-unit play, which would be my race pick of the year. There's one of those and one only. And I may have one in this race. I've got a real strong lean. Still got some things to consider and handicap. But right now, I've got one circled, double circled, triple circled. That could be my only 8-unit pick of the season. We had one last year and we won it as well. DocSports.com. Enjoy your 4th of July. I'll talk to you on Sunday.